1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, it's the Hake Report, the Hake Report, la la la. Oh, it's the Hake Report, the Hake Report, la la la. Oh, it's the Hake Report, the Hake Report, la la la. Oh, it's the Hake Report, the Hake Report, la la la.
All right, folks, welcome to the Hake Report. I am Jesse Lee Peterson. I'm sitting in for James Hake today. The Hake Report, the Hake Report, the Hake Report. La, la, la. That's all to this song, the Hake Report. Taking your phone calls at 888-7753-773, 888-77-JESSE. And so no biblical question or any of that in the Hake Report, all right? I do want to tell you that Joe Biden is running for president, representing the Democratic Party. And I predict that Joe Biden would not be president. I don't even think he's going to be nominated by the Democratic Party to represent them because white straight men are not allowed in the Democratic Party as far as running for president. They need victims. The Democrats only love victims, so they need some poor woman to cry sexist and misogynist and mass spreading or whatever they call it, right? They need a victim, and these women are good at playing victims. And so straight white men are not allowed, and that started with Obama. Obama wasn't about white folks at all. And so it started with him, but straight white men are not allowed. Joe Biden's not going to make it. And so, you know, they say that the polls are saying that Joe Biden is leading as far as representing the Democrats who are running. I don't know if that's true or not, but if you notice, they have already started really exposing Joe for and try to put y'all back in chain for the mistakes you're making. This is from the GOP War Room. Biden says dreamers become Americans before Americans become dreamers. Think about that. He is saying that illegal aliens become Americans before Americans become Americans. Joe Biden was discussing DACA recipients, I'm black, during a town hall in South Carolina when he implied that dreamers somehow become Americans before people born here. Here's that soundbite.
And these kids who come and they end up doing well, they become Americans before a lot of Americans become Americans. No, I'm serious. They get in school. They do well. They contribute to the community. They contribute to the country. So
one thing about Democrats nowadays, I remember when Democrats were liars before, but they would try to pretend and hide the lies, right? They wouldn't let you know that they were just outright lying. And today, though, because they know that their voters are in a fallen state, and that their voters love lies. Not all, but most. They love lies, so they just outright lie to you now. They push drugs, they push marijuana. It just makes you feel good. That black woman, what's her name? Kamala Harris. It just makes you feel good, marijuana. And so they don't mind. They just lie. And they expect you to vote for them. They just have open borders, and they lie about the open border situation and expect you to vote for them. Children and women in cages, they say. Obama started that, by the way, but they never mentioned Obama started it. The illegal aliens being held up in cages because nobody told them to come to our borders anyway to try to get it here. It's their fault. But they play that because they know the voters are dumb. Not all, but most. And so that's why Joe Biden just can say things like that. But I want you to notice how when Joe Biden, while he's lying, Satan come in his eyes in blood. Joe Biden appeared to have a blood vessel burst in his left eye while participating in CNN's town hall on climate change. Why has Satan coming in his eyes?
Next election. Daniel, welcome.
China is currently the largest emitter of CO2. How, if at all, would you try to get China to lower its emissions as president?
I would make it real clear. That's why we have to bring around the rest of the world.
You see that? Huh?
Yeah, I seen Satan trying to peek through.
You saw the red eye?
Mm-hmm.
Amazing. That's Satan. He's like, tell him, son. He's like, okay, daddy.
If you think about it, James mentioned in his series that all these things that Joe Biden's going through, allergies, he needs an inhaler, he's going through all this stuff. Can't people just see? These are all signs of just somebody who's a mess.
Joe Biden is on his way out, though. They don't, a white male, straight white male, whether he's Democrat or liberal, conservative, he's not going to be elected. It's just not going to happen. They need a poor, beautiful woman so she could cry sexism and homophobia and all kind of ism, and make promises she got to give you some free stuff. Even though Joe Biden started to do that too, but they don't believe that coming from a man, unless you're Obama. Obama's not a man. He's a weak beta. Obama's the worst thing ever happened to America. He had Big Mama. Big Mama hoochie mama down Broadway.
I don't even follow the Democratic debate things that's been happening.
Yeah.
But I just look at Biden and I just can't even take nothing he say serious. Just the attitude, just the demeanor. I just don't understand how people are even voting.
Nick, come to the studio. I want to ask you about this protest. Joel, so I know we're doing the Hake report right now. You're in your 4th hour today, right?
Right.
Are you going to be able to stay awake?
As long as you keep talking to me like this.
Because your eyes look like Joe Biden's eyes right now.
I'm fighting.
Your eyes look sleepy, red. Does his eyes look like Joe Biden's eyes?
Except he's got both.
And so, right, both his eyes are red.
Yeah.
Isn't that amazing?
Hot.
Oh, yeah.
Just call Joel Joe Biden Jr. So Nick is my producer, and I wanted to do this story that I didn't get to this morning from BBC News. Hong Kong protesters defy ban and battle police. What is that all about in Hong Kong? What's going on there?
It's crazy, man.
What are they mad about?
Well, it started off with the Chinese protesting about a law that Hong Kong wanted to pass about extraditing them.
Right.
And they were protesting that, and that turned into a huge, it's been going on for a while now, but it turned into this giant protest against the whole Chinese government, right? And protesting them. They're not okay with how they're invading their privacy and all these things.
Oh, I see.
And they want to finally be free from them. And so
the young people are standing up now.
Yeah, so they started marching. These Christian groups, in fact, started forming and marching alongside with them. There's been videos of them like waving American flags for some reason. I guess they they're trying to bring that kind of freedom to where they're living, right?
Amazing. So protesters took to the street in the Wan.
Yes, Wan district, right?
Yeah, Wan district. Many joined a Christian march. Many joining a Christian march, despite being banned by the government. So over there, you're not allowed to be a Christian?
Well, you're not allowed to march and speak bad against the government.
Oh, you're not?
No.
Somebody need to let Black Lives Matter know that.
Yeah. In fact, there was a story about this girl, right? She was online. She was on this streaming service, this Chinese website, and she was just videoing herself. And she started singing the Chinese anthem. But because she sang it in a way that the Chinese government thought was a little bit she was playing too much. She wasn't serious about it enough. Right. They put her in jail.
Really?
They put her in jail, man. And so that's how it is over there. That's what's going on right now. And so they recently put another ban on protesting publicly. So
here's that clip where the footage of the protesters attacked. In this case, the police trying to stop them.
They're trying to stop them, right?
Oh, okay.
And so
here's the footage of that. Wow.
That's it's
Talk
getting-
about police at work.
it's
That's
getting-
how they need to deal with Black Lives Matter and Antifa and all them.
Well, the thing is,
Police need to kick their butts just like that.
is that these protesters. Well,
The Hong Kong police are doing it wrong. Is what you're saying.
well, they might be.
Who
You
said
know, they might be. You know, it seems like they're. It seems like
that.
they're trying to It seems like they're trying to put down the voice of the people.
Oh, I see. But in this case, they need to put down the voices of Antifa and Black Lives
If
Matter.
only we could do that
We
here,
need-
right?
We
Yeah.
need that kind of zeal
We
over
need-
here.
right? We need that here. We need to flip cops.
Man at work.
We need to flip police right now.
Yeah, let's see can we switch cops.
Yeah. 'Cause
I'll call them up today and ask.
honestly, people in Hong Kong are waiting till the police shoot their first rounds, you know, and once like firearms start getting shot,
Yeah.
who knows where Hong Kong will go after that, right? Because it doesn't seem like the people are standing down.
That's good. Young people.
Yes,
That's
young
good.
people.
And so one man had some word for even the Great White Hope.
Yes.
So this is a guy in Hong. Is he a protester?
Okay, so imagine being. So I told you guys about that girl who got arrested for singing the anthem wrong, right?
Right.
Imagine being this guy and in front of a camera saying what he said
To the Great
Donald
White
Trump.
Hope.
Yeah.
This is one man has some words for Donald Trump, the Great White Hope, a brave Chinese man. Listen.
Donald Trump don't trust China. China is asshole.
Imagine being. I wonder.
Donald Trump don't trust China. China is a hole. Oh, see.
See,
Mamma mia. Si, senor.
no,
That's a marriage. A
You
marriage.
want chopstick?
that's an interracial baby right
Yeah,
there.
that's
Oh.
a marriage of the JLP memes.
You want chopstick? You want soy sauce?
That's a,
You want rice?
See,
Why Chinese eat so much rice?
rice is good.
I love rice.
Rice
But they
is
eat
solid.
white rice. I
Yeah.
heard that wasn't good.
Really?
I eat white rice.
You're the You're the nutritionist.
You
Joel?
you don't
I
eat
eat
white
ri-
rice?
I do.
White rice is good,
I
right?
don't think it's bad.
I'm
bad
about
for
to
you?
ask Jason. I heard that
Yeah,
anything
Jason.
white ain't
Jason
right.
would know.
Anything white.
We'll ask him next
According
Wednesday.
to the public, anything white ain't right.
True.
They even say white rice ain't no good.
Right.
So this guy sent a word to the president. Don't trust.
Yeah. Don't trust China. China is
no
a-hole.
good. A-hole. Good for him.
Yeah. That's kind of out there. Huh? I wonder if he's in jail. I wonder.
How about the
I
ass?
wonder
You
if
think
he
they put
is.
him in jail?
I wonder.
Oh,
So
you gotta sound like a Chinese. Oh,
All the way.
oh, no.
Even when you say "si, senor."
You know.
I have a question for the Hong Kong police. So they're beating these protesters because it's a law that you can't protest in China technically.
So okay,
The
these
police not
particular
here, so you can't ask.
these
Make mine
particular
know.
protesters, yes, that's why they're being beat up by the police, right? To comply.
Right, because it's against their law.
Now, I believe they recently are banning it because what happened is that you have millions, millions of Chinese people marching on their capital and their where the officials go, right?
Right.
So you have millions of people in the street, like completely stopping any kind of transport and any productivity of that day. Like the
Right.
cities are being shut down. Like that's how massive these protests are. So the government is fighting back and sending in police to subdue them.
But they're able to do that because it's the law, right?
Yes.
So the cops are technically wrong for beating these people because they're breaking the law, even though the law may be bad. But the cops are just following protocol.
They're just, as cops do, right?
Protocol.
As cops do, they
Spell
just
it.
follow.
That's neither here nor there.
Joel used the word protocol.
Yeah.
Did you hear your girlfriend use that word? Or something?
No.
Protocol. But Joel, so in China, you're not allowed to protest, right?
That's
For
what,
the government.
They're trying to ban these protests. I don't want to say
But
that
in
you're
Hong
not.
Kong, you can do it, right?
I don't want to say that you're not allowed to protest because I don't know.
Oh, okay.
But I know that they're just trying to stop these protesters.
Right.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
amazing.
It's craziness.
I wish we could ship Antifa and the Black Lives Matter folks over there and let them protest over there and see what happens.
That's a good point that you make because a lot of these people that like complain about America they're out there complaining and protesting every day about America. But it's just like if this was in a lot of places in the world, you're not even allowed to do that. So
I wish Mexico folks would do that. Stand up for their country and fight back instead of bothering us so much.
yeah. Huh?
Trying to suck the life out of us.
I don't know if I've even seen like Mexican protests of their government. Something I
They have a.
yeah. I might have seen something.
I don't think I ever seen it. Maybe I have years ago or something.
That's something about like the Latin countries, like talking about Colombia, I guess specifically because I know more about them. The Colombian people seem to like just trust the government, or like not even trust, but they seem to like. It's not a common thing. Is a common thing for I guess the Colombian people to say is like that's not my job. That's the government's job, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh, policing my community. Making sure that there's only good people in my community, that's the government's job, right? But I feel like an American thing is to be like, no, that's me as a community member, as an individual, that's my job.
Because it's we the people here, it's not we the government.
And so I in Latin countries, I can't remember the last protest in Colombia. Like they just like let the government do it. You know what I'm trying to say? It seems to be normal for like Latin countries to give up a lot of responsibility to the government.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. Interesting film, man. Yes, you are? Were you saying something?
Oh, yeah. No, I didn't
Or were you talking in your sleep?
No. That was in the chat right there.
He's never living it down.
Because I kept hearing him going,
Whatever.
like having a bad dream or something.
Yeah.
No, I think it's just sad that you have to almost do your research and be awake and really have your eyes open to just trust, that the government or cops are going to do or whatever is going to do the right thing. Or you have to keep your eyes open. But shouldn't you be able to trust, just the people that are going to do the right thing and not have to.
No, you can't trust the government.
No,
But there used to be a time.
Shouldn't it? Yeah, if people were all right, if people were walking as they should, you would be able to just focus on your job and let them handle their job.
You trust them until you see that they're not doing what they said.
Right.
In the older days, people trusted them, but when they saw that they had broken their words and they were going down the wrong track, then the people would vote them out, get involved. But nowadays, the people don't get involved. They keep re-electing the same old no good people.
So you think it's necessary to be involved in
100%.
everything just so you know that you're not being
100%.
I got you.
But there used to be a time where you didn't really. It wasn't like where everything you can't trust the government at all. Like that's how kind of where we are
Well,
right now.
at one time, the government was was noble. Because you have somewhat noble people running the government in the good old days. But now, most other people in government are immoral, selfish, egotistical.
Like the people.
People, yeah. They're like the people, right?
Like the citizens. The
So the
government
people
doesn't
really
come
get-
out of thin air.
People really get what they vote for.
Yeah.
And so you should trust, not now you can't trust them at all, but normal, if all were equal, you would trust them. President Ronald Reagan said something like, trust but verify. Verify. But the people don't verify now. They just take them at their word.
Yep.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
So, Nick, before you go, are you getting your old look back, or you
Oh,
gonna
you're
hold
talking
on
about
to
my
your,
beard?
Your beard
Well, I
coming
didn't think
back,
I was
your
gonna
hair
be-
coming back.
I didn't think I was gonna be in front of a camera today. I was like, it's okay, I'll shave or I'll deal with it after. And then you bring me on camera twice or 3 times today.
Yeah,
I'm like, wait.
you're starting to look ashy again.
Oh yeah. All
Stay
right.
ready so you don't got to get ready.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well said. Dang.
Deep.
Thank you, Nick.
Yeah. of
That's
course.
my producer, folks. Nick, I'm sitting in for Hake. The Hake Report, the Hake Report. La, la, la. Justin, out of Virginia. Welcome to the show.
Hey, Jesse, how you doing?
I'm doing well. Justin, how are you?
I'm doing amazing.
Amazing.
Yeah, I had a question for you about, I guess, riding 2 horses
Yes.
or having 2 fathers.
Yes.
It's a hypothetical question, but say a man is born again, truly born again, and he's an ex-alcoholic or something. And say he's going through a hard time and he slips up and he has a drink and he ends up judging himself over having that drink. You said that no man that is saved can sin, but because he judged himself over that drink, he's technically sinning. So I was wondering, is he truly born again, or is that a sin, or what is that?
One thing I can absolutely tell you, Justin, is that if he's been truly born again, it would be impossible for him to judge himself or anyone. You can't judge
Okay.
yourself if you've been born again. It's impossible.
I agree with that. Okay, I just wanted to hear your take on it. And also, the other day I heard you talking to a guy, and he was saying that when he drinks, he thinks drinking is a sin because it makes him feel bad, and you asked him why it made him feel bad because there was nothing wrong with it. Do you remember anything about that?
Kind of. And what's your question about it?
I was just wondering how you can tell people not to judge themselves over drinking, but you tell other people not to smoke marijuana when not everybody who smokes marijuana gets paranoid or gets lazy. Some people go to work like they're supposed to, and then instead of coming home and having a beer or whatever, they might smoke a joint.
You smoke
So
pot?
what's wrong? I used to when I was younger.
Oh, I kind of remember that conversation, but the reason he shouldn't judge himself for drinking is that he's playing God. When you play God, your drinking going to get worse because you're not supposed to judge it. And when you don't judge it, you can overcome it. The guilt that human beings feel is not from God. It's from judging themselves because they're influenced by their father, the devil, to judge themselves. So if he didn't judge, then he could overcome the drinking. He'll lose the appetite for it.
I understand that, but do you think being saved, not all of it, but do you think some of it's a process? Like you have to overcome obstacles?
I'm sorry?
Do you think being saved once you're born again, it's instant, or do you think as like you grow into more and more into your faith?
One thing about being born again, it's not a process. It's instant. At the twinkling of an eye, you can be born again, right? And then once you're born again, then you start overcoming all of those things you picked up along the way by not reacting to them. And every time you don't react to them, you're being made perfect.
Okay, so I understand what you're saying. Okay.
Great call, Justin. Thank you, man.
Thank you.
All right. I appreciate that. Adam, where is Eve? Adam is a first-time caller out of Houston, Texas. Adam, welcome to the show.
Thank you, man. I love being here.
Right on. Thank you for calling, Adam. Go ahead.
Okay, my question is, okay, you coined the term slutmakers, right?
Slutmaker!
And you love betas. You love talking about
beta males.
So is a slutmaker, is he a beta male?
Absolutely.
Or is he an alpha?
He's a beta.
Okay. And how so?
Because if he was an alpha male, he would not be having sex out of wedlock. He would not agree with it when he see others doing it. He would do it the right way. He would wait until marriage.
Okay. All right.
Are you a slutmaker, Adam?
One way of looking at it. What's up?
Are you a slutmaker?
Oh, I try to be.
You try to be a slutmaker?
I mean, yeah. I mean,
so you like turning women into sluts?
Well, I don't. That's not my goal. That's not what I'm trying to do. But I mean, hey, I like to have sex, and I don't think anything's wrong with it. But yeah.
And so, if you turn a woman into a slut, no big deal, huh? Because you like it.
No, not to me, at least.
Would you want a guy to turn your daughter into a slut?
I don't have a daughter.
If you had a daughter, would you want some guy to turn into a slut?
Like I said, I don't want a daughter. I'm never going to have a daughter. I never even thought about having a daughter. I'm not going to.
Why not?
So I'm not worried about it.
Why not?
Because, I just don't want to have children.
Oh, you never want to have any children?
I don't want children. I don't want marriage. I don't want anything of that.
Why not?
Man, I find that being single and being by yourself is much better. You have more money. You can do what you want. And you're your own boss. You're your own person. You don't have to worry about anybody but yourself. It might sound selfish, and it is.
It is selfish. So if you got married, you think your wife would be your boss?
No, hell no. I mean, No. I'll never have a wife be my boss. I'll never have a wife, period.
Amazing. All right. Well, you're right. Don't get married if it's not something if you don't want a family, there's no need to get married. God
Yes, that's true.
God forbid, while you're out there making sluts right now, if you had, for whatever reason, one of those women got pregnant and she had a daughter for you, would you want some guy to turn your daughter into a slut?
Like I said, man, look, if it was an accident,
Yeah.
I'm going to have to say, if it was an accident and I had my daughter, I would say no. Okay, Jesse, I would say no. I wouldn't
Why
want my
would
daughter
you
to be
want,
that way.
if you don't see anything wrong with it, doing it to other women, why wouldn't you want some guy to make your daughter into a slut?
Because those women are not my daughter. My quote-unquote metaphorical daughter is my daughter, and I tell my daughter what to do. If I had one. Not saying that I will. I'm not
Right.
going to.
And so you don't, so would you love your daughter?
Oh, yeah, I would love my daughter unconditionally if she existed, which she would never will.
And so you don't love the women that you turn into sluts?
No, I would say no. No, I don't love them.
And why not? How can you love a daughter and not love all women?
Well, we're talking metaphorically here.
Right.
So,
but if you had a daughter, how would you be able to love her when you don't love any woman?
I guess I wouldn't know. I mean, I don't have a daughter. I don't know how to love a woman. So I wouldn't know, I guess.
That's a good answer. And do you have a mother?
Oh, yes.
Do you love your mother?
Oh, yes. Unconditionally, I love my mom.
What does that mean, unconditionally?
I love her. I just love her. She's been the best person in my life. And, she doesn't like what I do, obviously. She wants me to settle down, get married, have kids, have little grandbabies. No.
How do you know you love your
I'm not gonna do
mother?
that.
How do you know you love your mother? How do you know you love her?
I guess I don't. I guess I really don't.
So then why are you saying you love her when you don't know that you love her?
Well, because I feel like I love her.
What does that feel
but I
like?
don't know
What does that
the way
feel
you're-
like?
The way you're making it out to be.
What?
Like the way you're saying it.
I'm just
Like,
asking a question. I'm
I
not.
feel. Yeah, go ahead.
And so you say you
feel like
just
I love my
feel like it. What does that feel
I
like
feel
to
like
love your mother? What does that feel like?
It feels amazing.
Amazing. And what's that feeling? Describe the feeling.
Man, just being with my mom and being with my dad and being my mom. She's always, she's always there for me. It's some things I don't agree with her, but she tries to understand, and we get along well.
What does it feel like? You said it just feels good. What does that feel like? What's that feeling?
feels
Describe the
amazing.
feeling.
It feels amazing. It feels like I don't know. It feels great, though. That's all I can say.
And so how do you deal with it when you don't have that feeling for loving your mother?
Oh, I never not loved my mom.
So
I've
you
always
feel
loved her.
that feeling every day for your mama?
Yes, of course.
Amazing.
course.
I want you to know that's not love, that's hate.
You think so?
Without a doubt.
No, I don't think it's hate at all.
Yeah, it is.
Why?
Why do you think you're not able to be honest with her about herself?
What do you mean by honest?
By telling her the
What do you
truth
mean by
about
that?
the way she really is.
What do you mean by that? Like
You never,
explain it.
you never stand up to her and tell her the truth about herself, unless you're angry.
No, I tell her the truth.
Not about
I never-
herself. You don't tell her the
I
truth about
always tell the
herself.
truth to everybody.
Not to your
No matter-
mother.
Even if you didn't like it, even if
You don't tell your mother the truth about
I would tell you the
herself.
truth.
Hey, you don't tell your mother the truth about herself.
Yes, I do.
Uh-uh.
I promise you I do.
If you did, you wouldn't be all feeling that way, because that's not love. That's the way a woman feels. You have your mother's emotion and her mindset, and that's not love. That's fake love. That's come from Satan.
I disagree, but we'll just have to agree to disagree.
No, you're wrong.
No, I'm right. You're the one who's wrong, but it's cool.
Adam, thank you for calling, man.
You're welcome.
All right, buddy. Amazing. Slutmaker. Slutmaker. It's too bad we have men who are happy about being slut makers when they're supposed to be leading women away from that. Instead, they're leading them into that. Unfortunately, they don't know their rightful place in life. It's unfortunate, but there are men who are waking up. And speaking of that, we're having our men's forum tonight. All right, 7 p.m., the first Thursday of every month. Joel Dila.
I think this is a little bit different, so we'll do James D-Li.
Right.
Crypto Will with the diamond, amazing. Crypto Will with the diamond. Jesse on the Hake, always cooning for the white man. Amazing. Jesus with the ninja.
Cooning!
Jesus with the ninja genie.
Cooning, rawhide. Ah! You ever heard that song?
No.
Cooning, rawhide. I don't think they say crooning, but there used to be a TV show called Rawhide, and I used to love that song they played in the opening. Rawhide, and they would pop the whip. But anyway, go ahead.
Jesus with the ninja genie. The greatest trick the devil ever pulled was convincing you he is not your mother. And that seems like all for now.
Amazing. Thank you on behalf of James. Appreciate it, folks. I appreciate it. Miles is a first-time caller from Austin, Texas. Miles, welcome to the Hake Report.
Glad to be with you, Jesse.
Thank you, Miles. Appreciate it.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you, this is about the Great White Hope.
The Great White Hope?
Of a man, the Great White Hope. If you ever heard of a man by the name of Ken Clement.
Ken Clement? No. Not that I'm aware of, maybe.
All right. Well, this man was one of those, what would you call it, like, I guess it's televangelist. But he was prophesying about Trump being president from about 2007 to about 2015.
Uh-huh.
And it's pretty interesting because the things that he says, it's like what's happening right now that, you know, once this president got put into place, that they'd be yelling impeach, but the Lord would not let it happen. And I'm pretty sure that's what we've been seeing right now. They tried throwing everything at him, including the kitchen sink, and nothing's been sticking.
Amazing. And so he said, did he say Donald Trump's name or just someone would come?
Yes, he said God would use Trump to be a trumpet.
How many years ago was that?
2013.
That's amazing.
Mm-hmm. And like I've heard a lot of people like call the show and kind of like get fumbled up on what they consider like the word of God, and from like Jesus' own words, like he was talking in the synagogue, I believe, and he was telling all the Pharisees and all the students of the scriptures that you search these scriptures daily, for in them you think that ye have eternal life, but these are they that testify of me. Like the scriptures are all fulfilled and all talking about Jesus Christ. And even in the book of Revelation, I believe it says the spirit of prophecy is the testimony of Jesus.
That is a very good point. It's amazing that the Christians have been so deceived. It's unfortunate, too, because a lot of them are well-meaning, but they don't know that the Bible is about him. And so they have been deceived to believe in the Bible, and that's why they're never becoming one with him, becoming born again, because they stop at the Bible about him, so they never really discover him. And some of the Christians, even when they're being nasty and angry and mean, and then they don't do right and they sneak and do wrong, they still don't question that either. So if they truly believe in the Bible and believe that the Bible is the word of God, why wouldn't they question themselves when they're angry or sneaking around or being mean or nasty? They don't even question their own personality or something like that. It's the darndest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, I believe Paul speaks about that, where people use grace as a license to sin, even though he says, God forbid that ever be the case.
Yeah.
And yeah, like that's what I think people don't realize. Like the Ten Commandments are like a mirror to show you, like, I guess, like sinning is missing the mark of what you're supposed to be doing. And like, if you look at it, like the Ten Commandments, those are essentially how you're supposed to be, like, looking at your life. It's not like a thou shalt not. It's just, you know, if you love God, you wouldn't have any other gods before him. If you love your neighbor, you wouldn't be coveting his workers, his tools, his vehicles, his wife, anything that's not yours, essentially.
It's something in there like, if you love me, you will keep my word, or something like that. And the Christians not even keeping the word of God. Not even the word that they're reading, which is impossible to keep anyway. But they're not even doing that, but yet they still judge others, and they feel better than, and they act all weird, and they take things personally, and they're not honest when they're not watching over them. And it's just a mess. But thank you, Miles. I appreciate you, man.
Yeah, can I have a quick comment?
Where is this guy that predicted that Donald Trump would become president? Where is he now?
He passed away shortly before Trump was put into office, I believe.
Rest my case. Amazing.
And what he did say, too, was this would be a 2-term president. So everybody go out there and vote for Trump if you really do believe in the prophecy of the Lord, because we definitely need this restoration of America through Trump, who I believe the Lord is using.
Oh, he going to be reelected. Don't worry about that. He got to be a 2-term president.
Could I have a quick comment on the previous 2 callers, the Slutmaker and the one woman?
Real fast, Ma. I want to squeeze in a lot of calls for James here. So, yeah, go ahead.
Like, I believe that that's like the core issue right there.
Are you a slutmaker?
Is that, no, sir.
Have you been a slutmaker?
No, sir.
You've never been a slutmaker?
Nope.
Are you married?
No, sir.
You never had sex?
No, sir.
Amazing. Right on, Miles. How old are you?
30.
That's amazing, man. A noble man.
And the thing I'd like to point out, the Slutmaker and the one woman before, I think, are all falling into the same, like, faults of not having their father take leadership of the family.
Yes.
And I believe, like, in the Old Testament and, like, the New Testament, it was the fathers who were covering their daughters until they gave them into marriage.
Absolutely.
And I believe that's the big problem, is that we don't have fathers looking for suitable husbands for their daughters.
Yeah.
And they're allowing their daughters to go out into the world and choose worldly men for them, which only leads to a downfall.
The daughters have been so turned away from their fathers, they don't even respect their fathers. When I was growing up,
very true.
When I was growing up, if you were going to marry a man's daughter, you would have to ask him about it. Go to him and ask for her hand in marriage.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
That is the correct way.
Yeah.
And I believe what would stop all this slut making is if we did follow what the Bible did say. Like, there was a virgin tax, I believe. Like, if somebody did lay with someone's daughter and they weren't married, or it happened before the marriage, that the father would either, I guess, allow his daughter to be forcibly married to that man, or that man would have to pay a virgin's tax, which was pretty steep, I believe, back in the day. And I believe we need to reinstitute laws like that.
Oh, man, well, they'll leave Joel out. Amazing. Thank you, Mal. I appreciate it. I got to run. Joel, ain't no way you being pay no taxes for no sex, right?
You pay taxes for sex? That's what you said?
Uh-huh. Because she was a virgin, right? And if you didn't marry her but had sex with her, you have to pay taxes.
Oh, then you know sex ain't happening. You got to pay.
Yo, I ain't paying no tax for no sex. Moses out of Colorado. Moses, welcome to the Hake Report.
Hola, Jesse.
Hola, señor.
Mamma mia.
Oh, mamma mia. Gracias.
Gracias. Hey, gotta be wild too. Hey, I want to bring up that CEO of Walmart, that sorry waste of an American. He's an embarrassment to the American people, and I want to get your thoughts on him.
It's absolutely insane. I'm done with Walmart. I'm stunned to find out that they are now turning on the very people who helped them to get rich and taking the side of the children of the lie by banning the sale of ammunition for guns. I want to play just that one soundbite so that people know what you're talking about, Moses. This is
Yes,
from
sir,
Fox
absolutely.
News. Walmart sided with liberals in gun debate. Fox News host Tucker Carlson ripped into Walmart on Wednesday after it chose to discontinue sales of certain gun ammunition. Here's that soundbite.
Yesterday, Walmart, which is the world's largest retailer, announced that it is now taking sides in the gun debate. The company announced it will no longer sell handgun ammunition in its stores, nor, Walmart says, will it stock common rifle rounds that can be, quote, also used in large capacity clips on military-style weapons. And then the company went even further than that. Walmart CEO Doug McMillon issued a strident statement calling on Congress to ban many semi-automatic rifles that Americans have, as well as to seize firearms from some Americans who have not been convicted of a crime or even charged with anything.
Amazing. And just one more I want to play, Joyce, where I remember when the liberals would attack Walmart. And I talked about that in my show, folks, in the first hour. You can check that out. Here goes. Here's where Tucker explained the impact that Walmart has had. No, not that. Let's go to clip 15:1D, where Tucker talked about where they used to attack Walmart. Let's see. Oh, 051B, Joel, where Tucker reminds viewer how the left used to attack Walmart. Okay.
So now Walmart is more, quote, enlightened than government is, says liberals. Now that's a fascinating turnaround because for years, you'll remember, Walmart was the target of coordinated attacks from the left. Progressives used to attack the company for destroying small-town America and for exploiting workers. But Walmart, meanwhile, figured out that it could buy immunity from criticism from the left by mouthing left-wing pieties. That's all it takes, really. Sounding woke, and they'll leave you alone. Notice that Walmart plans to sell the remainder of its AR-15 ammunition. So this couldn't really be about saving lives, obviously. It's about the money. It's only about the money. And that's not a surprise because there's a lot of money at stake.
That's amazing to me, Moses, that Walmart has turned on the people in that way. And I'm just done with Walmart. I don't go to Walmart anyway, but I'm done with them.
I'm done with them also. You know, there's a lot of ratchet ghetto people that go in there, and especially in my area, they're mostly black, and they're tearing up the Walmart. They're going in there. A lot of crackheads and junkies going in there. So I'm not going in there anymore. It's outrageous, man.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? It's crazy because I had a family member of mine call me the day the news broke out about Walmart. And and that family member, he's a male. He's an older male. He's in his mid-60s. And he was telling me, oh, did you hear the good news about what Walmart did?
Amazing.
Oh, this and that. And you know what? He knows. I'm a veteran. I hit the range every Sunday after church, obviously.
Yes.
Not before church, but after church.
Right.
And he brings this to me like, as if he's a vindictive woman looking for a negative reaction. And I just hung up the phone. I'm not dealing with a beta male like that.
That's right. That's right.
No way.
And then, as Tucker mentioned, this is not about saving the lives of the people, because if they were about saving the lives of the people, they wouldn't be trying to sell the leftover ammunition. It is about money and not about the people. I'm done with them, man. That's right. I remember when Maxine Waters and Jesse Jackson and others tried to attack them when they tried to set up a store in Inglewood, California. We stood up for Walmart. I had no idea they were so wicked. It's amazing. Thank you, Moses. I appreciate you, man.
So, I got one more thing for Joel. I love you, Joel, man. I love all that you do. And he black.
He black.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Bye-bye.
Moses.
All right. Thank you, Moses. He black. He black. John is her first time call out of Arizona. Arizona. John, you're on the air. Go ahead. You're on the Hake Report.
Hi, Jesse.
Hey, John. How you?
I'm all right. I'm hanging in there.
Good, man. What's going on?
Yeah. Well, I just wanted to see you do your thing with me I think I'm the most epic beta male ever. And the other beta males, like, they try to fight with you and stuff. And I don't think I'm one of them.
You are you saying that you are a beta male?
Yes, I am.
And how do
Yeah,
you know
I'm
you're a
pulling out
beta
of it.
male? How do you know that?
It was weird. I knew I was a beta male for a while, but I didn't really understand what it was. And now I know because it's just a total emotion. And I've been working with your silent prayer.
How old are you, John?
45.
45?
Yeah, too old.
Wow. Are you married?
Too old for this. No.
And have you ever been married?
Yes.
And you have children?
One, yes.
Really?
12-year-old daughter.
I'm sorry?
A 12-year-old daughter.
Oh, so you had out of wedlock or something?
Yes.
That's amazing. And so,
Yeah.
So what's going on right now? What's happening?
It's pretty amazing.
Your mother still living, John?
Yeah, I'm living with my mother.
Beta male!
That's, oh boy, epic.
Why are you still living with your mother?
I never learned how to take care of myself.
Well, how were you able to make a baby then if you can't take care of yourself? Who told you how to do that?
TV, porn.
Really? And
I guess.
And so, what do you mean you didn't know how to get a job?
Yeah, like all the rudimentary skills that everyone has. When someone does everything for you all your life.
Yeah.
My mom went to work. My older sister, she made her do everything else for me. I remember at 5 years old. This is why I didn't say my real name. My mom wiping my ass. Excuse my language.
At 5 years old, huh? 5
years old, man. Yeah.
Why didn't your father stop your mother, stand between you and her?
That's a huge story. My dad was a stinker. I guess we had to leave him. And we did have to because he beat my mom. He raped my sister. She was real young.
How do you know that?
Because she came out with it a lot later in life. It totally ruined her marriage. She married my dad.
Your sister married your father or someone like your father?
Like my father.
Oh, I got you. So listen, because of time, let me tell you this. You got to forgive your mother if she's crazy and can't help it, and then move. Get a job and get out. And just start growing.
I've forgiven her.
I'm sorry?
I have forgiven my mother, yes.
Well, then why don't you get a job and just move out and painfully grow?
Yeah. Yeah. The issue is my daughter. I have custody of her, the majority custody, and her mom gets weekends. And her mom's actually, she might be even worse than me.
John, forgive your mother. You've heard me say, get a job or two, find yourself a little place, you and your daughter go and live. You see what the problem is. So once you forgive her for what she's done to you, then you'll start to change immediately. But as long as you sit there and think about it, it's just going to get worse, and you're getting older.
Right. While I was waiting for you, today I'm getting all these callbacks because I'm trying to get a job.
Yes.
All these security companies are calling me.
Right on.
So I figured I talked to you before I called them, but I kept not being able to get through, so I just called them anyway. So I hooked up hooking up interviews already. So,
well, good. Yeah, don't worry about it, man. God is with you. Forgive your mother for what she's done to you, and get a job, get 2 jobs, find yourself a little bachelor place or something, and just grow. Your life will unfold. It's not a big deal.
What about my dad? He's still alive.
Have you forgiven him?
Yeah, I want to make sure. Because I've said it before, but then when I have gotten angry, I want to go travel to, where he lives to punch him in the face.
No,
but now I don't feel that way anymore.
You know how weak and beta you are? Your father's the same way. Otherwise, he would have protected you from your mother. So you realize you can't help yourself. Likewise, he can't help himself. Forgive him and move on with your life, John. Go and live.
So you don't think I need to even see him?
And you need to forgive him if you can see him. Nice. But if you can't, you need to let it go so you can become a father, a man for your daughter so she can look up and see the right way to go.
Right. And that's what I've been doing, and she's seen it.
Yeah, so get out of there and live your life, man.
That's it?
That's it.
You're not going to, I don't even have to, think of anything to argue with the other beta males?
Not at all. Thank you, John. I got to run. I'm running out of time here. Thank you, buddy.
Cool. Bye, Jesse.
Bye. Let me know how it goes. Amazing. Drew is from Georgia. First time caller, Georgia. On my mind. Drew, you're on the Hake Report.
Hey, Jesse, what's going on, man?
All is well, Drew. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing pretty good, man. Hanging in there.
Amazing.
Hey, man, let me tell you, man. I first ran across you. I think I saw an interview with you when you were interviewing DC, Young Fly.
Yes.
And I was like, this has to be a joke. This must be some type of parody or something. But as I began watching and listening to you, I found myself connecting with you a whole lot, man. And the things that you say, are a lot of people have a tough time saying. You say what a lot of people want to say, but don't have the courage to say. And I applaud you for that, man.
Thank you, man.
Most definitely, man. And I agree with most of the things you say.
Yes.
Although I don't agree with everything, but I do agree with most of the things you say. And I just wanted to say, man, keep up the good work, man. I'm definitely taking a lot of what you're saying into consideration and thinking about leaning toward the Great White Hope this election, man. So
the Great White Hope, right on.
Yeah.
And so, are you able to think of one thing that you disagree with me on?
The one thing I disagree on was the I kind of your stance on some of the homosexuality. Being that I have a lot of homosexuals in my family or whatever, I love them for who they are.
Right,
and,
you're not supposed to hate them. That's for sure.
Yeah, and I just think that they're just normal, just like me and you. But I don't know, man. That's just something.
How do you think they became homosexuals?
I used to think that they may have been turned that way, some type of way by some type of tragedy or something that happened in their life.
That can happen. And have you
I
noticed they act just like women?
Say that again. I'm sorry.
Have you noticed they act like women?
Oh yeah, some of them act. And one thing you did say that made a lot of sense. Most of them were raised by their mom.
Absolutely.
No father in the household.
And so they become like their mothers. They have her spirit, so they feel, think, and act like a woman. They can't help it. That's why they must be born again. They got to overcome mama.
Yeah, that's absolutely true, man. So yeah, I'm trying to figure everything out, man. So
well, you're on the right track, Drew. Stay with that. Don't doubt what you know is right, and you'll be fine.
Right.
Just doubt the lie, but don't doubt the truth at all.
Absolutely, man.
Thank you, Drew. Call me again, man.
Hey, will do, man. Take it easy, man.
I will, buddy. Amazing. And it's not me that causes him to see that, folks. I've said it over and over again. No man, no human being can make you see the truth. Only God allows those who to see the truth who are seeking the truth. Believe me. Only He can draw you in. Read the Bible is not going to do it. Going to church is not going to do it. You got to see that you're wrong, and God will do the rest. Is it Raphael? Raphael, a first-time caller out of Chicago. Raphael, you're on the Hake Report. We have about a minute or so left. Go ahead.
Yes. How are you, sir?
All is well. How you doing?
It's good. Everything is good. Life is awesome.
Amazing.
I just wanted to talk a little bit about China, the mess in China.
Oh, yes. Go ahead real fast.
And it's all because of socialist country and communist country. I grew up in Romania, and it was the same. And how people can help and fight against it. First of all, don't give up your guns. Second Amendment is going together with a dictator against having a dictator in your country, which that's what China has. The government controls everybody, and America needs to wake up and see the truth, because once you give up your guns and your rights to the government, they will do whatever they want with you.
Wow.
They will control your life, and that's how China got messed up, because people right now, the protests and everything is because they got sick of the control. They got sick of what the government did to them. So they're starting to fight against the government. They're starting to fight back. But America needs to wake up before it gets too worse, before it gets bad.
Well, I am so glad I got to your call, and I appreciate the warning, because you're absolutely right. If Americans give up their gun, China will become America. America will become China.
Venezuela and all these messy countries, it's because the government got all the power and people have no rights.
Yep, that's right.
America is the only country on this earth that still has their guns. And America is the only country that didn't have a dictator yet. It's because the guns and because the power that people has in their hands. So once you give your rights to the government, they will control you, and you have nothing to say. They will pretty much kill you once you stand up for yourself. They will take you down.
Amazing. Raphael, thank you.
Romania was under communist, and they killed their president because they got so bad in '89. People should search and learn that they need to wake up before it's too late.
Raphael, an amazing call, man. Thank you so much. I really appreciate your call.
You're welcome, Jesse. And you guys doing such an amazing job. I love the show. I listen every day. I'm a truck driver, and I have plenty of time to listen to you guys every morning and stuff like that. You guys are awesome.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
And we need to win. The good people got to stick together and win over evil.
Absolutely. Thank you, Bernie. Appreciate it. Be careful on the road.
God bless you guys.
All right, you too.
Yes.
All right.
Take care.
All right, bye.
Bye-bye.
The Hake Report is over for us today. James should be back tomorrow if the Lord is willing and the creek don't rise. I'm Jesse Lee Peterson. Check out rebuildingtheman.com. rebuildingtheman.com. All right? We need your support. Thank you. And Shelly and the rest of the callers, I can't do it. Tomorrow is Open Line Friday for me. I don't know what James does on Friday, but for me, the Jesse Lee Peterson Show before James is Open Line Friday. And guys, I'll see you tonight at the Forum, Men's Forum. 7 p.m. it starts. Have a good one. Bye.